Okay, so we are on to the final 12th worksheet of binomials of prerequisites, binomials set C. So that'll be the end of the videos with prerequisites, right, of the textbook Math Middle School. Yeah, very soon I'll be uploading the ebook, which will be accessible by you. Obviously, there'll be a charge to it. Yeah, so keep, uh, you know, um, subscribed to my YouTube channel, Friendly Spider, to get access to the entire Math Middle School textbook, which consists of all these worksheets together in one place. All right. So starting with the binomials. So I already discussed what are binomials, monomials in my previous two sets, set A and B. I've already discussed how do we go about adding and subtracting. So in this video, I'll simply be going ahead with the addition and subtraction. Yeah. So there's a concept to it which you will, you know, probably know if you've gone through my previous videos of subtraction. Yeah. Okay. So 31 and 19, the difference is 12, A and negative. Okay. This one will be 12A again. Yeah. And it'll be positive. Both are negative. It'll be 50A negative. That one out here is, I think 62B positive. Okay. Out here, both are negative, so it's going to be 53C negative. That one is simply 20D positive. Okay, so we have 1 and 661E negative. That's negative 29F. That's 41G negative. That's 60H negative. That is negative 73I. 11J negative. That is negative 4K. Went on to 14th. Okay, so that is 21M negative, negative 37N, okay, both are positive. We have 103P. Both are negative. We have negative 103P. Then you got a 5P, got a negative 5P. You got a positive 5P. Yeah, negative 5P. So you must be wondering that why is he giving the same two numbers? So there are some students who get confused. So if you look at each one of them, the order is different. Like out here, they're both positive. Okay. Out here, they're both negative, but out here, they're both negative. The order is different. Then if you look at all of these out here, look at the answer negative 5P and this negative 5P. They both have different orders. So that sometimes confuses a student who is new to subtraction. So since I've explained it in each and every set about subtraction, and I'll explain it out here also. So whenever you have one positive and one negative number, you take the difference. So this is the concept. This is how I go about teaching the subtraction part. Yeah. So suppose we are looking at question number 16. Yeah. So we look at not 16, 16 as both positive. So let's look at question 18. Yeah. And then we look at question 19. Okay. So in question 18, there's one negative, one positive. So we take the difference. Difference of the absolute values. Of the absolute values. Absolute values. In other words, the magnitude of the numbers without the variable. So out here in 18, question 18, we only look at the numbers 49 and 54 disregarding the p. Okay, right? And when we talk about the magnitude of the number, or when we talk about the absolute value of the number, we disregard the positive and negative sign as well attached with that number. So we look at question 18 as 49 on its own and 54 on its own. Correct? And then what is the difference between 49 and 54? It's 5. So we got the 5 and then we add the p. Okay. Because that's how it is, 49p, 54p. You know what I mean? But now comes the question whether the 5p is positive or negative for question 18. Focus on 18. So the concept is that um, the absolute value which is bigger, we take the sign attached with that bigger number. So 54p is a bigger absolute value between these two numbers, and the sign attached to it is positive. Therefore, the outcome will have a positive sign to it. Correct? Yeah. And we don't write positive because it's understood. It's by default. That's the way we learn math. That we don't write positive 5p. It's understood. It's positive. Got it? Similarly, when we look at question number 19, again we take the difference of the two absolute values 49 and 54. It's 5. Okay, 5, and then we add the p, 5p. Okay, now between the two absolute values 49 and 54, 54 is the bigger number, and hence the sign of the bigger number, which is negative, will also be the sign of the outcome out here, and hence we got a negative. So that's the approach that I've been using throughout the prerequisites and throughout any subtraction question that comes up, or adding of two negative numbers question comes up. Okay. Yeah. So that's the logic out here. Anyway, moving on to question number 22. Okay. So 22 is both negative. So we got negative 103p. Yeah. Out here 72 and 23, the difference is 49q. Okay. Difference of the absolute value 72 and 23. Right. So we got 49q. Okay. Now, whether the 49q will be positive or negative, it depends on the uh, sign of the bigger of the absolute value. So in question 23, the bigger absolute value is 72 and the sign next to it is positive. Therefore, the outcome will remain positive. Okay. All right. Compared to 23, if you look at 25, sorry, again, the difference is going to be 49q. Yeah. Because we look at only the absolute value. What I mean by absolute value is we only look at the numbers without the sign. Okay. So the difference is 49q. Now, whether the 49q is positive 49q or negative 49q, we look at the sign attached with the bigger absolute value. So out here, the bigger absolute value is 72. Therefore, the sign attached to 72 is negative. I mean, and the sign attached to the bigger absolute value is negative. Therefore, 49q will have a negative out. I mean, the result of this subtraction or the difference will be a negative 49q. All right. Whichever sign is attached with the bigger absolute value, that sign will be on the outside. That sign will be on the that sign will be used for the result of the expression out here. Again, we got 49q, and it'll remain positive because the sign with the bigger absolute value is positive. Therefore, the outcome will also be positive. And it goes on and on. 49q out here is negative, and this is 95Q. Both are negative, so we add them up. Okay, right? So the concept is if they are both negative or both positive, we'll take the sum of the two numbers. And then positive or negative, it simply depends whether they're both negative, then negative outcome, both positive, then positive outcome. Okay, there were two more questions I missed, 29 and 30. Okay, so out here the difference is 23R and it will be negative. Out here the outcome is 0 because they both are the same. Yeah. So these numbers, this is called a binomial set, is because two monomials when in the same expression, then the expression becomes a binomial. So these are monomials on their own, but they're two together, they become binomials. So all of them are binomials, but each on its own is a monomial. So the outcome of that 30th question is 0. Yeah, because they are the same values getting subtracted. Okay. Again, this is also 0. This is 84U. Yeah. We take the difference of the two numbers. It is 84U. And the bigger number, the bigger absolute value out here is positive, therefore positive outcome. Again, this is 84U, but it'll be negative because the bigger of the two absolute value is 84 and the sign next to it is negative. Therefore, the outcome also will be negative. This is 38V minus 38V, 38V. Yeah. Negative 38V, 38V, negative 38V. So again, you'll be wondering what is this going on? So it's just the order is different. Order is different. Like I said before, the students, there are some students who get confused whether or not it'll be negative 38, positive 38. So this is for them to understand that we take the difference of the two absolute values. So 38 and 0, the difference is 38. We add the V because they're given in the V form. Yeah. And now whether the 38 V out here in question 37 will be positive or negative. So we look at the sign next to the bigger absolute value. Sign next to it is negative. Therefore, the outcome also will be negative. Out here in 38, the difference of 0 and 38 is 38. We add the V. Okay. That's how it's given. Now, whether this 38 will be positive or negative depends on the absolute value. So the sign next to the bigger absolute value is positive. Therefore, the outcome also will be positive. And that's how we go about it. Okay. The last one is 0. So why 0W and 0W have given is because again students get confused. What will happen? What is the answer for 0 minus 0? It is 0. Okay, simple. That's it. We're done with the prerequisites videos. Yeah. Next we are going to move on to working with decimals, and I think there are around 10 videos or 10 worksheets to work with. Thank you.